Welcome in Karibuni to Aroma of Zanzibar. Today I bring you Katlesi. Katlesis are similar to croquettes or cutlets, but they have potatoes in them. Over here I've got my ingredients and I'll mention them as I go along. And I'm going to start with my fish. So here's my fresh ginger garlic paste. That's about a tablespoon. And I'm going to add a teaspoon of cumin powder, some salt, a teaspoon of black pepper, and a teaspoon of red chili powder, and about 3 tablespoons of fresh lemon or lime, whatever you prefer, and a tablespoon of olive oil. Now what I'm trying to do here is basically brown my fish. I don't like to boil the fish over here because I'm trying to retain all those flavors of the fish and of the seasoning that I'm going to use. Okay, I want it to be concentrated. I'm using kingfish over here, but you can use any kind of fish that has really fishy taste. Put it on simmer. In the meantime, I'm going to start with my potatoes, and you can boil the potatoes, but I like to use just enough water, just to make sure that I don't have any water in my potatoes once they are boiled. Okay, so after 3 minutes of simmering, just go ahead and flip it over on the other side to let it cook. Okay, so like I say, I like to get all my flavors really concentrated. And for this one, it's usually good to use the fish that really is strong, with the strong flavors. As you can see, now that's done. I've only got the oil that's left behind. And with the potatoes, once the liquid has come halfway, you want to reduce the heat so that you don't burn the potatoes. You have to be very careful at this stage. Okay. Like I say, you can just boil them if you want, and then, strain them and mash them. It's okay. But I like to do this way, and now I'm adding my fresh ginger garlic. That's another tablespoon of it. Okay, and then you just want to stir and combine well, and then you can start mashing them. Now for the fish, like I say, I like to use a fresh, strong fish that really has, strong flavors, so the flavors would come through when you mix it with the potatoes. Okay, so now I'm ready to remove the skin of the fish and the bones. Now the bones are really soft over here, but we still have to remove them, especially if you're serving this to the kids. Okay, you might come across some single bones in between, so you have to be really careful and make sure that you remove everything. Okay, so you can use tuna, albacore. You can use, canned tuna or albacore in water. You can also use ground beef if you want. Okay, so now I'm ready to start mixing the rest of the ingredients. And so my potatoes and fish, as you can see, just mixing them. And then I'm adding my mint here and my cilantro and my green onions. You can use white or yellow onions, or you don't have to use onions at all if you don't want. And I used half of green chili, okay, that I diced it nicely. Now for those of you who are not very familiar with this dish, don't worry about the spices. This is not spicy. Once you add the potatoes, it really it tones it down, okay, because my kids don't eat spices, so I just make it to suit my family. Okay, so now I'm ready to make the shapes. Okay, you would get about 15 or 16 of these. I got 15. You can make this shape, whatever it's called. It's oval, or you can make a round shape like this. Small ones, like a small disc. Okay, but I'm gonna continue with the earlier one. Okay, so now we're ready to fry. Now there are 2 methods you can use. You can either use the breadcrumbs, or you don't have to use the breadcrumbs, and I'm going to show you both ways. Okay, if you're going to use the breadcrumbs, you can coat your katlesi with the breadcrumbs, and then, coat them all and keep them aside until when you're ready to fry them. But if you're doing it, you're using only the egg, you cannot do that. Okay, so I'm just going to coat it like this. Okay, not a thick coat, just a simple coat. Okay, now we're ready to fry, and the heat should be just medium. Okay, Now, if your potatoes still have water in them, then they would split or crack when you're frying them. So that's why it's very important not to have any water in the katlesi. That's a big enemy. Okay, so as you can see, I've got 2 with the breadcrumbs, and the rest are they're going to be without the breadcrumbs, and you can see the difference. I'll show it to you later. And you basically want to fry these on medium heat for about 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes on each side. They don't need to be fried for a long time since all the ingredients are already cooked. Okay, so the ones with the breadcrumbs tend to get dark very fast, and I like the golden brown color. Okay, so I'm just gonna add more. So I've done half with the breadcrumbs and the other half without the breadcrumbs. Okay, so you can see this is nice and gold. And these katlesis are usually served with as a side dish or a starter, especially during the month of Ramadan, which is coming closer. So, but you can serve them any time of the year, breakfast, lunch, dinner, whenever, snack. Okay, so you see the ones without the breadcrumbs are much lighter, but you can fry them longer if you want a darker color too. Okay, so this is the difference. Breadcrumbs, no breadcrumbs. Okay, the ones with the breadcrumbs are firmer, and the ones without the breadcrumbs are softer. So I like the ones with the breadcrumbs because, like I said, they're firmer and they look better, but that's my personal preference. You can do whatever you want, and you can serve these with any kind of sauce that you like, any hot sauce, chutney, those kind of things. Okay, even ketchup. My kids eat it with ketchup, tomato ketchup, they go fine. Sriracha, they go fine. Okay, so we just want to plate these and make them look nice. Well, that's about it, and there's my pretty plate, and I just want to add something else to it. I decided to do some olives. I really don't have much, so just add a little more color to it, some contrast. So thank you so much. For more recipes, please visit me at Aroma of Zanzibar, and please find the recipe on this page and on the description box below.